Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the divine lead us from unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Today we are going to sing the song on Swami Vivekananda, starting with the Mangalacharan on Swami Vivekananda. Yati Sangha Pratisthata Tachiro Rama Krishna Mahashishyo Nida Bhuvi Narottamaha Tvamivahi Namastubhyam Vivekanandaya Te Namaha Vivekanandaya Te Namaha Vivekanandaya Te Jogi, Raji Jogi, Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Kiba Shubhra Jyoti Dhara Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Kiba Shubhra Jyoti Dhara Orupo Akhondo Loke Adiyanto Shimahara Adiyanto Shimahara Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Mahajogi, Raji Jogi, Mahajogi, Raji Jogi. Manobo Kollano Lagi Jedino Melilayaki Manobo Kollano Lagi राजे जोगी महाजोगी राजे जोगी किबा शुभ्र ज्योतिधारा महाजोगे राजे जोगी नर देहे से ज्योति किबा रूप भाति नर देहे से ज्योति किबा रूप भाति हेरिया जगत माझे विश्वे आपन हारा हेरिया जगत माझे विश्वे आपन हारा शुनि कण्ठे वेदगान शुनि कण्ठे वेदगान करे विषे आत्मदान करि तार जयगान करि तार जयगान पदतले लुटे धारा महाजोगे राजे जोगी महाजोगे राजे जोगी किबा शुभ्र ज्योतिधारा अरूप अखण्ड लोके आदि अन्त सीमाहारा आदि अन्त सीमाहारा महाजोगे राजे जोगे महाजोगे राजे जोगी महाजोगे राजे जोगी.
I am reading from the book Reminiscences of Vivekananda. The chapter and this reminiscence is by Manmatha Nath Ganguly, disciple of Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda asked me, "What is that you want to know from me? You may put any question you like." I said, "I have seen your lectures on Maya. It has appealed to me, but I have not understood Maya. Please let me know what is exactly Maya." For a while, Swamiji was silent. Then he said, "If you have anything else to know, you can ask me." I said, "Sir, I have nothing more to ask. If a knower of Brahman like you cannot enlighten me, then it will remain a closed book to me during this life." At this, Swamiji began a discourse on Maya. He was speaking fast, and I followed his words and the logic. By and by, my mind lost the contact of the sense organs. I experienced a subtle world around me which was much finer than the gross world. I could see with my open eyes the mud, the trees, and everything before me vibrating. If you look above a large fire, you can see a vibration. The objects were oscillating and vibrating before my eyes exactly like that. I was conscious of my uncommon experience and asked myself, "What is this that I see?" I looked around me and saw there was vibration everywhere. Slowly, even Swamiji vanished from my eyes. Even then, I could hear his voice, but I did not follow its meaning. Then suddenly, I was aware of a vibration within my brain, and then there was only the void. Again, I could see and hear the Swami, and then followed the meaning as well. But my mind was conscious of my ego, and it no more exerted as it did before, as I thought that I knew the meaning of Maya. I, who never had the courage to speak before the Swami, considered myself a bubble in the ocean of Maya, in which the Swami was another bubble. The difference was lost to me for the moment. The giant personality of the Swami and his great spiritual power and everything seemed to be just a coincidence in that ocean that Swamiji called Maya. But it has nothing but an undivided chit, the cosmic consciousness. Then I said, Swamiji, you are also in that Maya. Your activities of the mutt, schools, Daridra Narayan Seva, that is service of God in the poor, hospitals, the mission, everything is Maya. What is the need for all these things? You yourself are within the meshes of Maya. At this, Swamiji smiled and kept quiet for some time. It was through his grace that I considered myself as one with that Maya. And now again I entered the little shell of my own self. I saw the mutt, the Swami, and everything once again in its true perspective. That is, the one I was used to have before this experience. A little time before I had spoken with a high-pitched voice and in a piquant manner. Now I was ashamed of having done so. Swamiji and myself were not of the same substance anymore. I felt the vast difference. Swamiji must have known that now I was normal once again. Then he said, Yes, you have said right. I am playing with Maya. If you do not like this play of Maya, you can go to a deep cave in the Himalayas. There you can get yourself lost in tapasya, that is spiritual effort. It was high time for lunch and everyone was kept waiting. Swamiji stood up and I fell prostrate at his feet. He was Shiva in person and I touched his feet. Here is it.
Now we'll go for guided meditation on Swami Vivekananda. Let us be prepared for meditation. Let us bring back our mind to the place where we are sitting. In the holy presence of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, Buddha and Jesus. And in the presence of the devotees of God, all pure souls. Let us now focus on our own body. Let us do deep breathing for some time. inhale slowly and fill in the lungs, and then slowly exhale. Let us do it now for a few seconds. Now let us sit with our body, neck and head erect and relaxed. Let us smile and feel ourselves peaceful, relaxed and ready for meditation. Let us chant for 3 times the sacred sound of Om. Please join me. Om. We have chosen the object of meditation, a divine being, a sage, all Vedic meditation, who has been brought to this world and lived like a human being for the sake of doing good to the world. Let us meditate on Sri Ramakrishna's vision of seeing that sage, that rishi, Sri Ramakrishna in meditation. He forgot everything of the world. His mind started rising high. Where he saw the forms of gods and angels. Mind was still going high. He went to a place where no forms were there. There was only light, light of the color of brick dust, all formless, limitless, infinite, light of spirituality, of knowledge and bliss. In that expanse of formlessness, Sri Ramakrishna finds 7 sages, rishis, meditating and retaining the form. They were in deep meditation, eternal meditation. Suddenly the surrounding light solidifies and takes the form of a baby. That baby walks to one of the sages, embraces him from behind, and takes his face towards him and says, I am going to the world, to that earth. You will have to come with me. You will have to follow me. The beauty of that divine child was inexpressible. The Rishi opens his eyes from deep meditation and listens to the command of this divine being and smiles, which suggests that he consented to the command of this divine being. And the joy expressed in this face of the Rishi after seeing that divine child just shows that he was the object of meditation of this Rishi. And Sri Ramakrishna saw a light coming from this highest heaven towards the earth. And when he saw Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath, he could recognize him, that he was that Rishi in the form of this young, energetic, intelligent, pure man. A Rishi in the form of human being. Let us meditate on this Rishi Narendranath, Rishi Swami Vivekananda, as we see in the picture that we worship, sitting cross-legged, face peaceful, which suggests mind is rippleless, calm like the waveless ocean, eyes closed, big lotus-like eyelids, charming face, sitting like the Buddha sitting in meditation. Let us meditate on this form of Vivekananda. Imagine he is living, hands in mind united with God, thinking nothing else of the world. And he is radiant, light coming out of his body. Let us meditate on this divine form of Swami Vivekananda for a few minutes, for about 5 minutes. Swami Vivekananda was adept in meditation from very childhood. He was always in the mood of meditation. He used to play meditation when he was a mere boy, 5 or 6 years old, with his friends. When all were playing meditation, Swami Vivekananda used to go into deep meditation. He was oblivious of the surrounding. One day when he was playing meditation in his house, a cobra, a poisonous snake, came into the house. All other friends ran away. He was deep into meditation, and the snake went away. Let us meditate on this boy Vivekananda meditating in his room, in deep meditation. For 2 minutes. Swami Vivekananda was Dhyana Siddha. He requested for Nirvikalpa Samadhi to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna said it will be done in time. In Kasipur Garden House in Kolkata in 1886. In the evening, Narendranath Swami Vivekananda was seated under a tree and got deeply absorbed in meditation, forgot the surroundings, forgot the body, meditation, not aware of even of his ego. Mosquitoes were biting. He was unaware. He was in the bliss of the self. Let us meditate on Swami Vivekananda meditating under a tree during summer in Kashipur, Kolkata. For 3 minutes. Swami Vivekananda came to the West to participate in the Parliament of Religions in 1893. He was accepted and people were inspired by listening to him, by coming in contact to him. Many lives were changed. They all become spiritually motivated, freed from all fears, found the light in their life and the purpose of life they found. After Parliament of Religion, she stayed on until 1896 in America and Europe and spread the message of Vedanta in different cities. In 1894, he was invited in Greenacre by a Baha'i devotee. Let me read from a paper, Reflections on the Four Valleys of Baha'u'llah by Mai Musta, where she quotes from Sarah Farmer. I read from the article of Mai Musta. Prominent Baha'i Sarah Farmer, who hosted Swami Vivekananda at Greenacre in Maine in 1894, stated, "To know Vivekananda was a renewed consecration. To have him under one's roof was to feel empowered to go forth to the children of men and to help them all to a realization of their birthright as sons of God. What Greenacre owes to him cannot be put into words. This great soul came into our midst and did more than any other to give the work its true tone, for he lived every day the truths which his lips proclaimed. When the news of the transition of this beloved servant of God reached us, we assembled in the grove, consecrated by him and his brothers, and under the Prophet's pine, gave thanks to God for what he has given to us, for what he is now and ever will be." Swami Vivekananda, as read, went to Greenacre, to Sarah Farmer's property, and under a pine tree went into deep meditation. Many consider that to be the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Let us visualize the summer of 1894 in the green lawn of the town of village of Greenacre. Swami Vivekananda, in his attire, sitting under a pine tree, still, motionless, face beaming with peace and the joy of samadhi, wearing traditional dress of India. Let us meditate on meditating Swami Vivekananda under the pine tree in Greenacre. What Sarah Farmer saw in physical presence Let us be in that presence in our mind for 3 minutes. Swami Vivekananda, when he was living in the United States, had worked very hard, preaching, meeting people, counseling them, traveling. This hard work for 2-3 years told on his body he wanted to relax and give his best. In 1895, he came to Thousand Island Park in the Wellesley Island, very close to the Canadian border on St. Lawrence River. There were 12 students, and Jesus had spoken to a few chosen disciples on the Mount of Beatitude and gave their sermon called Sermon on the Mount. Like Swamiji is in a few weeks, about 6 weeks, He stayed in now known as Vivekananda Cottage in the Wellesley Island of the Thousand Island Parks. He taught them Vedanta. And as it is said, Swamiji was at his best, giving classes, talking them informally, answering to their queries. He was here a teacher, an acharya. On the last day, just one day before he was to leave Thousand Island Parks, he went to nearby woods in the evening and sat down on a huge rock under an oak tree and started meditating, looking the beautiful Lawrence River below, beautiful greeneries around, the quietness of the forest, and his natural indrawn mind merged into the super-consciousness, and he became still like a rock, immovable, body and mind both. Nothing he was aware of, not of his body, not of his surroundings. His mind was merged in the supreme consciousness called Atman. He had lost the sense of ego, and it rained and it poured. Swami Vivekananda was unaware of rain, heavy downpour. He was in deep meditation. He was in samadhi. Let us try to visualize the scene of that rock in the Thousand Island Parks, overlooking the St. Lawrence River in the quiet forest. Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Swami Vivekananda sitting under the oak tree and deep into samadhi. Let us meditate on this scenario and Swamiji for 3 minutes. can slowly open your eyes. You can visit all the places where Swami Vivekananda had deep meditation. Kashipur Garden House, it is a branch of the Ramakrishna mission, where Sri Ramakrishna had become so graceful that he granted the spiritual insight to many devotees, called me wish-fulfilling tree, as if he were a wish-fulfilling tree. It is in Kolkata, India. You may visit Greenacre, the Baha'i center, where Baha'u'llah's son also had visited, place of pilgrimage and holy place, very well maintained. You may visit Thousand Island Park, about 4 hours drive from Toronto with border time, just across the border in the New York state, where is maintained a cottage or house where Swami Vivekananda lived 6 weeks, 7 weeks in 1895. And the cottage is known as Vivekananda Cottage. It's a place of pilgrimage. You can feel the vibes if you visit there. It is open. You may visit there from July 10 to August 20, about 1.5 months in summer every year. And the rock where he meditated and had Nirvikalpa Samadhi is about 5 minutes walk from the cottage. St. Lawrence is not seen now, as the trees have grown in between to cover the site, but the holiness, the vibration you still feel. Sadly, the tree, oak tree, has also died, and in its place, new sapling has been planted. We pray to Swami Vivekananda, who has the power to redeem us from impure thoughts and suffering born of ignorance, that we may be able to meditate on the divine and realize our true nature by His grace. Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Surai Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. Here ends the guided meditation. Om